In this video, I'm going to show you how to use JSON Grid desktop app. Now, why do you need JSON Grid desktop app? Now, just take for example, if you're working on JSON related content more frequently, like in my case, I work with Power Automate a lot. So what happens is like when I'm troubleshooting a Power Automate flow, all the outputs are stored in the form of a JSON, right? So if I explore this Power Automate flow. So take for example, if I go into get environments, okay, so this is like one of the action. Now here I get this JSON object in body, I get a JSON object in header. Right now, what if I want to view this content? Right, say take for example, if this content is too big, and it is too big, right? So there's a lot of things happening over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just copy this. So I'll just copy this content, and I'm gonna paste it in say notepad. So let me open a notepad, and here I will paste the notepad content. Now let me paste this content, and as you see over here, this is raw text, right? Now it's very difficult to troubleshoot if you want to exactly see what's happening within the output of this JSON objects. Right now I cannot troubleshoot it in notepad, right? So I need some system. So earlier what I used to do is like I used to go into to the web and go into say JSON viewer, right? So one example would be JSON viewer. So if I just type JSON viewer, and then the first link is JSON viewer the stack.hu, and then here like it will open the JSON viewer, but then annoyingly I can see all these advertisements over here, right? So I don't want to see the advertisement. I just want to use this tool. And think about it like, say, take for example, if you do not have like access to the external websites, so then how do you use JSON to like view it in a some kind of a tabular fashion? So for that, if you have Windows 10 or Windows 11, and if you navigate to Microsoft Store, so there is a tool. The tool name is JSON Grid Desktop app. So if you just search for JSON Grid Desktop app over here, you should be able to get into the Windows Store. So make sure that you log into the Windows Store, and then once you are in the Windows Store, you will see JSON Grid Desktop app. It's a free tool. It's a free app basically available in Windows. I've already installed this app. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just navigate to the app. So JSON Grid Desktop. So once it is installed, you just click on this app, and here you will be presented with two screens on the left and on the right. So what you need to do is like this will evaluate the JSON, right? So if I go into my Power Automate, and if I copy this JSON, okay, so let me copy this JSON. Now once I copy this JSON, I'll go into this tool, and I will paste this JSON. Now here what happens is that if you want to troubleshoot your JSON, this is a nice tool which basically gives you an output in a tabular format. Okay. Now apart from that, there are other things which you can do in this tool. So take for example, if you have a disturbed formatting, so take for example, if this JSON is not formatted correctly. Okay. Now I'm just disturbing the format of this JSON. Now here you have an option to format. So I'll just click on format, and then this JSON is automatically formatted, right? So that's pretty much good. So it does a formatting work here. Now, if I want to take this JSON and then use it in a production environment, so take for example, if you're building some solution and you have this JSON and you want to minify the JSON, there is an option to minify it. So it will try to compress this JSON and then just put it in one line, as you see over here, right? So let me take off that minimization. So let me paste this again. Now, what if you want to, even you can validate the JSON. So take, for example, if this something is missing and you want to validate, it will say, oh, this is not a good JSON, it's a bad string, right? Now, what is missing was square bracket. And then once you have that square bracket opening, you just validate and say your JSON data is validated successfully. So you can do a validation, you can do a minifization, you can format your JSON, but most importantly, what you can do is like you can view the JSON content in a tabular format, which is very much important for troubleshooting purpose. And that too, you have your own app over here, right? So this is an icon. You just click over here, or this is a button. So the moment you click on this button, you will be presented with a tabular content of the output. Now, if you closely watch this JSON, the first object is value, and then within that there is an array, right? So it has displayed value, and then it says, oh, it has 4 items over here. So you click on this +4. So once you click on this plus, here you will be presented with all the items in a tabular format. And then further, if you want to further go into drill down into the hierarchy, just click on properties, and then all this information will be shown in nice tabular format. So in Power Automate, sometimes we may need to check who has created that record. So we get a name, we get an ID, we get a display name. So you see over here, I can easily expand and collapse, right? Say client URIs, runtime endpoint. So within a table, if there is another table, it will go ahead and display that. So there's a nice bit of utility which is pretty much handy for all the developer for troubleshooting purposes, right? And now in the top, you have an option to again expand all or collapse all. So I'll just say click on collapse all. It will again collapse all, and then you can even expand all. Now, sometimes in your JSON, you might have many columns, right? Like as you see over here, there are like very few columns over here, but then in your case, it might be an never ending scroll. So for that, what you can do is you click on these 3 dots, and from here, you either show the table in full or you choose a column. So you choose a column and then you display only the column which is required for you. So take for example, I'll just unselect this and I'll select name at the root. And then from a property side, I'll just display name and description. And then from created, I just want the tenant ID and the user principal name. And from a client URIs, I want admin and maker. Once you're done, click on apply and you just say collapse all. So this is how you will see value 4. And now here you will see a very limited option. So if I'll just click on expand all, I can just go ahead and see whatever thing I have, filtered. Now, if you again go back, so like take for example, if I just say do a collapse all, show the value, so value 4. Here I'll say I just want to choose a column, I want to choose a specific column. So here, say take for example, I have this ID and name, right? So I'll say choose a column, and I will just keep ID and name, apply, and then it will only show that record. And then you can further expand or collapse your column data. You just click on it, it will sort it. You can sort the value also. If you see over here, there is an option to search the content, or you can go for advanced filtering. So you can even do that as well. So there are multiple ways through which you can, like use this tool. Now there is an arrow over here. So if you want to get into the real estate more, so you just click over here so that you only see the output over here. If you click this back, you will only see the input, or if you just click in the middle, you'll see both input and output. You can even save this as a JSON file. So I can just say type in something. If I click on save, it will ask me to save the file. I can open the file from here. So open file. And then in the bottom, I can maximize the screen. So this is a nice bit of utility for you to evaluate, view, troubleshoot on the JSON, and view the output in a tabular format. So that's it, folks. This is all about the tool JSON Grid Desktop. It's a free tool which is available in the Windows App Store. So feel free to explore this tool so that you can troubleshoot your JSON, and at the same time, you don't rely on a third-party website, because sometimes the third-party website might throw some advertisements, or it might take you to some link which is which may hamper with your security requirements of your system, whether you're working in office or whether you're working in home. So it's better you make use of this tool and then use it for troubleshooting purposes. Do let me know your feedback. Thanks for watching.